to thank the choir for keeping the air charged. At this point in time, we are not going to wait any further, but at this point, hand over the microphone to the General Secretary of the church in person of Minister B.T. Hart. Mr. B.T. Hart, sir, for the opening formality of this section. Thank you.
Through His Son Jesus Christ, that we're here now and are about to start. We are terribly behind time, so those who have to make presentations just have to abridge whatever they had prepared so that we can finish and leave here in 1 hour's time. Let us please rise to open. Let us please rise. Can we please rise to open? Hail Jehovah and Jesus Christ. Please be seated, and I invite the moderator for this session to continue. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. Once again, I will, by God's grace, be calling on our resource persons for today, and it has to do with the seminar that we have on Start Small, Grow Big, and Think Global. By the grace of God, the resource persons we have will begin with Brother Israel Ogisi. Brother Israel Ogisi, also known as Farmer Boy. He is our first resource person. Please let us put our hands together as we welcome Brother Israel Ogisi, also known as Farmer Boy. Please, I also want us to also put our hands together once again to welcome Brother Israel Ogisi. Please have it, Mike.
Up youth. Up youth. Up youth. Action in Christ. Firstly, I give my profound gratitude to God Almighty and His beloved Son Jesus Christ for a day like this. It's a thing of joy standing before God's children to talk about agriculture and agribusiness. Sorry, I'll be using my phone. The slide I was supposed to use for this discourse, so pardon me for that. I'll be standing on existing protocol. Minister, thank you, sir. So I'll proceed. Because of our mothers that are here present, I will have to use English and English so that everybody will understand. Up youth. Up youth. Action in Christ. Yes, as the theme states, start small, grow big, and think global. Currently, we are in a die economy, and the economy is telling on everybody. So, this whole essence of the seminar is to give us the opportunities, the various opportunities in agriculture and agribusiness. What I want to talk, not much. Before now, we dey do farming, and probably before now, when you talk say you be farmer, everybody go feel say you be old person or you be one dirty person. But agriculture has gone beyond that. Our parents did agriculture. My generation, we are doing agribusiness. And the word agribusiness is coined let me just define it. The word agribusiness is the business of agriculture. In the sense that there's agric and there's business. That's where you have agribusiness. And when we talk about agribusiness, we have different components that made up agribusiness. We have various stages of the agribusiness value chain, which is production, marketing, logistics, stroke transportation, consultancy, value addition, advocacy, agrojournalism, agrotourism, etc. So each of these various arms of agriculture is what I will explain in a layman's definition today. When we talk about production have to do with you being involved in a physical farming. You get land, you want to produce cassava, you want to produce pepper. Your owner to get your land first. Begin, prepare your land, plant what you want to plant. And it's always advisable, before you go into agriculture or agribusiness, there's one thing I keep advising people towards. Before you start anything, farming has gone beyond what it used to be when our parents were doing it. Our parents did the culture of farming. My generation is doing the business of agriculture. So before you go start anything farming, first of all, go acquire knowledge. You know what I mean? Say, my papa, I stayed village before. Now so we did one. No, it has gone beyond that. Before you go start anything in farming, acquire knowledge. Either you go to a school or you learn from somebody that has an existing farm, that is experienced. If not pepper, you won't learn. If not pepper, you want farm rather. You learn from somebody that is into pepper. If it's chicken you want to do, you learn from somebody that is into chicken farming. If it's fish production, you learn from somebody that is into fishery. If it's tomato, you learn from somebody that is into tomato as well. So, if you want to start farming, if you want to start production, you learn. You acquire the knowledge, then you start your farming production. You acquire your land, you do your land preparation. Then before you start, you need to carry out what we call market survey. Because your market will determine what you will produce and what you will sell. Because most persons often make the same mistake over and over again. You can see someone that produce pepper or tomato or chicken. Maybe the day the person is selling, you see the person make so much sales. Because say, money did this business, make I go do the business. Whereas you never carry out a proper market plan or survey. Then at the end of the day, when you sell finish, you begin to look for markets. It's not done that way. So before you produce, let your market determine what you produce. Like for me, whatever I'm producing on my farm, before they get to harvest period, it's already sold out. That's the concept of agribusiness. Then we move to marketing. I can own a farm. Brother Jude Otabe can be a marketer for my products. He does not own a physical farm, but as a farmer, I produce, he buys my products. Let me break down that aspect for us to understand. Our mothers that were selling gari, when they go bush markets, they not get farm. But they saw that the farmers are having difficulties to bring the produce to the township. So our mothers in the township will go to the village, buy gari, buy palm oil, buy starch, and the rest. Then they bring them to the township and sell. They don't have a physical farm, but they are selling farm produce. That's what we call marketing in agribusiness. It does not mean that you must be a farmer before you sell farm produce. No. The thing has gone beyond that. They'll move to transportation and logistics. One of the major things farmers are facing today is bringing their produce from the farm to the market. One or two persons can come up together, okay, we can buy a keke, we can buy a bus, then start conveying the goods from the farm to the market. Like our mothers that do go to bush market to buy gari, buy palm oil, buy starch, banga, and the rest. Once they know that you are having a vehicle that will convey their goods from the bush market to their final destination, you'll be making a whole lot of money. Most of our village markets are 4 days interval, 7 days interval, depends. So if you key into logistics or transportation, you'll still make a whole lot of money from that aspect of agriculture. They'll move to consultancy. We want to talk about consultancy. If like someone speak big English, but no. Consultancy is a section on its own in agribusiness. If you cannot find your footing in production, if you cannot find your footing in marketing, if you cannot find your footing in logistics or transportation, you can be a consultant. Consultant in the sense that you train people that wants to go into farming, you provide solution for people that wants to go into farming, and you also do farm setup. Like me, for example, before I went into farming full-time, I went for a training, and I was trained on almost all the value chain. If I don't have produce on my farm, I'm still making money from agribusiness. Most times you see me pressing my phone, maybe you think I'm chatting with someone else. I'm discussing with a client that wants to go into farming, or a client that is having issues in his or her farm. Farmer boy, see what they happen for my farm, or see challenge when I get. When I provide solution to that client, before me I provide solution, the client has already paid me, because they are tapping into my knowledge. And the knowledge I have in agriculture, I didn't get it for free. I paid. So if you want my knowledge, you need to pay for my services. That's another arm. You also make money from agribusiness. Then we'll move to value chain, value addition. When we talk about value addition, it's not a big deal. They will say there's difference between bakery and chips. What it be bakery? What it be chips? The two are the same thing. Now just packaging. Bakery you go see for hold up, but chips you go see for supermarkets and provincial shop. Farmers they produce when it's time during harvest season, we're always having glut, excess farm produce. So if you want to go into packaging, let me use chips for example. You go into plantain chips business. The difference there when you are doing plantain chips is your packaging. You have your business name there on either if you are using a poly bag or a Ziploc bag or a can. You can start with that. You can also produce palm oil. There are so many branded palm oil you see on the shelves on the market. If you go to some superstores, you see palm oil. But if you want to buy palm oil, you can also see palm oil in the open market, for example. You can see palm oil everywhere. But when you get to the supermarket, you see different brand of palm oil. Okomu oil is there. The prices are not the same. What you will get at a good market for 1,000, you can also get that same quantity in the supermarket for 2,000, 2,005. Why? Because they've added value to it. We move down to, let me give another example again. For value addition, most people that make a whole bulk of the money are those that are going to value addition. If I'm a farmer that produces cassava, I have a cassava farm. I'm not producing gari, I'm not producing starch. I will not make money than farmer that is producing gari and starch. Because a penta or a basket of gari is being sold for 3,700 or 4,000 naira. But if I'm a farmer that just sell my entire farm produce, let's say for example, I'm having a 1 acre cassava farm and I sell my raw tubers, I won't make more than 500K. But if I produce gari from that same 1 acre cassava farm, I'll make not less than 1 million naira. So who's making the bulk profit? I'm asking, who's making the bulk profit? It's not the farmer that produce gari that make the bulk profit. So if you want to go into value addition, your market will have to drive what you produce. I also give another illustration. If I'm a fish farmer and Brother Jude Otabe is also a fish farmer, after harvest, Brother Jude Otabe is having smoked fish, and I'm selling my fish raw, live fish. He will make more money than me. A kg of live fish is being sold currently now for 3,500 per kg. And you'll get that same 1 kg of smoked fish for 15,000 naira. So who's making the bulk profit? Is it not who's doing value addition? So I believe with what I've said thus far, we are following. So if you want to start farming, you don't need to have a big land to start farming. The theme is start small, grow big, and think global. When I started my farm 7 years ago at Taple, I didn't have a big farm. My farm was on a plot of 100 by 100. But by God's grace today, my farm is on a 3 acre land. Because I started small, and I grow big, and I think global. Majority of persons here knew me mostly on social media. Though I'm a son of GKS, I was born in the faith. But I connected to most persons via social media, mostly my Facebook. And most people that know me as Farmer Boy know me from Facebook. If my work is not on social media, that means we're not going global. We're not taking global. Because the world has gone beyond what it ought to be. We are here seated in Salem City. We are discussing with ourselves why our members in diaspora, they are watching us. Our members in UK, Canada, US, Ghana, they are watching us. Why? Because we've gone global. The world has gone global. So whatever you are doing in this era of social media, you should try as much as possible to connect with the outside world. Whatever you are doing, put it on social media. I have clients I've done training for. I've not seen them, but we connect on Facebook. We move to WhatsApp. I've done farm setup for several clients. Farmer Boy, I get land for so and so place. So for me to go look your land, you are paying me. Not just you are paying me because I'm leaving my comfort zone. If I'm to leave Warri to Benin or to Mosuga or JC, you are paying me for my time. Because I'm leaving everything I'm doing. I will dedicate my time to you. So you are paying me for that. That one also covers consultancy business. Consultancy. So still on value addition. The whole essence of value addition is just adding value to whatever raw produce you have. It can be Zobo. Zobo has been gotten from hibiscus, the Zobo leaf. Like during the refreshment, we shared Zobo. That can of Zobo has been sold for 500 naira. Some persons sell for 1,000. How much you do buy the Zobo leaf? You can buy a Zobo leaf for 2,000 naira. By the time you buy your can, one can is being sold for 100 naira. By the time you do your cost production, like 5,000 naira, you'll be able to start something. Once you are consistent in your business, you expand. You start making more profits. They will move to advocacy. If you cannot find yourself in any of the first 5 things I've listed so far, you can decide to be an advocate. Who's an advocate? Advocate is someone who comes online every time or goes on air to advocate for youth and women inclusion in agriculture. As I'm talking to everybody here today, I'm advocating for people to come into agriculture because it's going to be a thing of joy. If I myself as a youth, I see other youths of God's Kingdom Society join me to become a farmer. I'm advocating for people to come into agriculture. Currently, we are complaining that there's food scarcity, there's hike in price. Recently, a basket of tomato was being sold for over 100,000. What stops us from farming? We have the land. Why are we not going to farming? I remember, let me just share a story with 2 people. I remember when I wanted to start my farm, I had a restaurant at Okere Road. I was making a minimum of 6,000 naira on a daily basis. But I had to shut it down. I want to go into farming. Everybody was like, Israel, you do okay. Why you go leave restaurants? You say, na farm you won't do. We Shekiri boy, let's say the farm. We think, say, as you leave your farm, you go say you go work for either Shell or Chevron. But I told them, no, this is where my passion lies. Initially, when I started, it was not rosy. I had my own downside. I had my own ugly experiences. The first ugly experience I had, I need to share this story. The first ugly experience I had when I started my farm then, I cultivated 1,000 seed of Uvwie. After my training, I feel say as I start my farm, I don't begin hammer. I go to smile to the bank every time. But I cultivated 1,000 seed of Uvwie. Uvwie was supposed to take 5 days after to germinate. I planted 1,000 seed of Uvwie. Guess how many survived? Just 4. Out of 1,000 seed of Uvwie, only 4 survived. I said, okay. I planted cucumber because I didn't have much knowledge on cucumber. As at the time my cucumber was fruiting, they were coming up. There was one pest. I didn't know that pest was very disastrous. It's called whitefly. I don't know how to control pests then because my knowledge then was very minimal. Out of the almost 2,000 cucumber I planted, I didn't even make 1,000 naira from it. Everything died. I was like, who I offend? I said, okay, let's continue. Pepper was coming up. I said, okay, ugu don't go. Cucumber don't go. Make us still use pepper survive. Pepper was already flowering. I left the farm that evening around 6:37, got to the house. I was happy. The following day, I came to the farm. I got to the farm. The entire pepper section, animal come for night, eat up all the fresh leaf where they the top. Let me say for example, if this is the pepper stand, animal ate from here to this point. I kept quiet again. I said, this farm, when I don't start we must see to the end of it. We continue. I moved down to Warri in last 2 years. I got a land somewhere at Omadino, a 3-acre farmland. We don't do ugu. We did 6,000 seed of ugu. We did pepper over 10,000 stands. We did cucumber. We did chili pepper of about 5,000 stands. We started harvesting ugu. We've done about 4 times harvest. Then sometime in June last year, it rained for about 5 days. Farm that I went to, bike dropped me in the mouth of the farm. After 5 days rain, I got to the farm. This is the water level. The entire farm was flooded. I told myself again, this farm, so we must see the end of it. That did not stop me. We continue again. By God's grace, we were able to secure another land, though it's on the river. I have to use boat on a 10-minute drive on an island. We were able to secure over 10-acre land, but we are starting with 3 acres. Work is currently going on. The reason I'm sharing these stories with you people is if you want to go into full-time production, these are the things you prepare your mind towards, because there are so many unforeseen circumstances in the agricultural sector. Imagine I say those farms, or when I set up then, I borrow money, go set up those farms. I never time busy. So it's always advisable that if you want to go into farming or you want to go into agribusiness, your first point of call, you use your personal cash to start it. Don't borrow money to start. Because if you borrow money to start, because many persons keep making that mistake. They're like, cucumber get money, currently now one bag is selling for 25,000 naira. They don't press calculator. They don't say, okay, they want to make 10 million naira. And your investment is 500K. You can go borrow 500K for business where you don't know how it will be tomorrow. Then when you hit the rock bottom, you go bring the shati, somebody is after you. Nobody's after you. The reason being that you refuse to acquire the needed knowledge to start up your agribusiness. So back to the theme. Start small, grow big, then think global. Currently, hot habanero pepper is being sold at farm price for 5,000. I'll tell you today for free that I wish the slide came up, I would have shown you some pictures on how to start a backyard farm. If you have 20 stands of hot habanero pepper, you should be making at least 3 kg of pepper every harvest day. Pepper is something you can actually harvest in twice weekly. Either you are doing Monday and Wednesday or Monday and Thursday. It's something you can harvest twice weekly. So if you're having like 20 stands of hot habanero pepper, every harvest you are making at least a minimum of 3 kg. Let's go by the farm price. A kg of pepper is being sold for 5,000 naira. 5,000 times 3, that's how much? 15,000. 15,000 times 2 in a week, twice harvest. You are making 30,000 naira from your house. You don't need to have a big farm. You are making money from your backyard. Currently now we are advocating that, okay, since everybody cannot go into the farm to go and farm, why not we convert our flower pots to gardens? You can currently grow, a tuber of yam, the least amount you can buy a tuber of yam is 6,000 naira, 7,000 naira. In Lagos, they are buying yam for 15,000 naira per one. You can actually grow yam in sacks. Our cement sack, if you grow yam inside. Our cement sack, if you grow yam inside. So those yams, I would say, would cut the edge away. begin put them inside sack. From back of your house, you dey grow yam. Pepper, just get 20 stands of pepper. You start growing your pepper. You are not buying pepper from the open market again. You are at home, you are making money for yourself. Same thing with tomato. Pepper, tomato, all this can be grown within 90 days duration. I believe, and I have the information that the church have several land that we can actually use for farming. We as youth, we can come, we can work something out, have a farm. Let's say this is youth fellowship farm in Warri. Have youth that are passionate, that wants to go into agriculture. Not be every time say white collar job. We go school finish, we finish NYC, we print CV, we begin find work website, they exist. That time when you take the find work when they exist, why don't you go into farming on a small scale? Within 6 months, and with my experience in the field, I can actually train and equip those that are interested with the right knowledge. The reason I had those many failures was that I didn't really have a mentor that actually handheld me to the point I am. Almost 7 years, I was doing trial by error, I did fail, I did continue, but I will tell you for free that if we have like 10 youths that are into agriculture fully, during Feast of Tabernacle, during youth assembly, during Freedom Day, we are buying food stuff, we are buying tomatoes, we are buying pepper. Let's think this way. If this food stuff, the tomato, the pepper are coming from our farm to the church, we're not going to make money for ourselves. So the whole idea is for us to start small, grow big, and think global. At this junction, I will have to drop the mic. Up youths! Up youths! Action in Christ.
Thank you very much. Please, that applause is not enough. That was indeed inspiring. Well, I would not want to say much, but like each and every one of us, I know we have lots of questions. Please put your questions together. I would not want to take much of the time, but invite the other speaker, who is none other than Brother Abraham Ozili. Please put your hands together for him while he comes up to the stage.
Up youth, Action in Christ. It's such an honor to be here. Like when Farmer Boy was telling me about this occasion, I was like, okay, fine. But immediately I got here, my narrative about being here changed. Please, a round of applause for all of you here. Your attention is wonderful. All right, so today's program, it's about starting small, growing big, and thinking global. So before I go into what I'm about to say there, I want to ask 3 questions real quick. How many of us here have a smartphone? Raise your hand. You have a smartphone? Okay. How many of us have subscribed our phone in the past 1 month? Raise your hand. Everybody. Okay. How many of us have used social media in the past 1 month? Raise your hand. By social media, Facebook, Instagram, and the rest. Beautiful. That means everything I'm about to say would definitely fall in line. So, there are some opportunities that many people don't know that you can utilize by being on social media. And my aim here is to expose those opportunities to us. If you are using a smartphone, if you have one, if you subscribe, pay keen attention because I'll be running real quick on this set of opportunities. Now, most people say, okay, what do you want to tell me now? I'm on Facebook. Is Facebook not to just watch videos? Is Instagram not to just watch people dancing? Is TikTok not to just watch what is happening? I beg you, there's nothing new. But do you know that people are actually making money with those platforms? Do we know? There's one brother at the back, he's shaking his head, he doesn't believe. People are making money, lots of money, with these platforms that you are just going to consume content on. Firstly, tech and trend, all these things that we know of as smartphones, televisions, new cars, they are all into a class called technology, right? Please, next slide. Technology. And technology is moving really fast, but people don't know how to utilize these things. I usually tell people that technology has made the world a global village. You can be here. Before now, if you want to go to Lagos, let's say some 40, 50, 100 years ago, if you want to go to Lagos, you'd have to ride a donkey. Yes or yes? You have to ride a donkey, a horse. But now you can send a message. Maybe you want to tell your friend in Lagos, I won't be coming for holidays, or my school just vacated, or my school is resuming, or I'm resuming work, this and that, whatever you want to tell them. You can send them a text. But if we were to go back in time and tell people, our ancestors, that something like this was possible, they won't have believed us. Now, that leverage that you have, that opportunity that you have, is what I'm about to show you that you can use to expand, to leverage on in your life, leverage on in your business, leverage on in everything you are doing. One of the sweetest ways that you can utilize the internet is what I call digital marketing. Have you heard of that word before? If you have heard of that word, raise your hand. Digital marketing. The people at the back. You've never heard of digital marketing before? Okay. Now, the way we do buying and selling, you give somebody something, let's say you give them this projector, they give you money in return. That's normal business on the physical scale. You can also do business online. The way you sell things physically, you can also sell online. Everything you are doing physically, you have an online version. Now, most of us here, we are sitting and looking at me, but there are people that are not in this place, and they are watching. And they are listening to what I'm saying. They heard what the previous speaker said. They partook in everything that happened today, but they are not here physically. That is true digital marketing. Digital marketing is simply a way by which you can use technology to promote a product, a service, an event, anything at all, just by the use of things like the internet, things like Facebook, Instagram, things like your smartphone. While people are using magazines to share what they want to share information about, there is an online version, which is the digital marketing side. The important parts of digital marketing are social media, websites, content, email. These are different parts of what you can use to actually pass out information through digital marketing. Now, don't forget, it's not just about selling. You can pass information through your phones. Now, let's talk about this now. If I'm to tell everybody in this room, maybe if I'm to tell them about an important event for the next Feast of Tabernacle, I'll have to meet everybody one by one, right? Let's say I did not have this mic. I will have to meet everybody one by one, right? I'd have to say, Brother Jude, look at what is happening, That brother over there, look at what is happening, That lady wearing green, look at what is happening, But I don't need to actually meet each of us one by one. I can just appear on our screen. Because we all said that we are using our phones. That means I can appear on our screens and pass that information easily. The same way we are seated in this place, if I want to pass an information to 1 million people, those 1 million people cannot be here because this hall cannot contain them. But 1 million people can watch this service live, right? 1 million people have smartphones like you. That means you can reach out to a lot of people. This means one of the goals of digital marketing is reach. You can get your message to as in front of many people as possible. You can get your message, whatever you want to share, to a lot of people in a short time. Another important reason why you should consider digital marketing is that you can get people to engage and talk about what you are sharing with them. Another reason is that you can sell to a lot of people. Now, if we go down to the next slide where there's images, you are going to see something like this. Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, just go straight. Beautiful. How many of us have this one? We have, okay? What about this one? I don't know the name of this one. What's the name? X, okay? What about this one? What's if people didn't get that green one, I would have said, no. Zero over 100. I'm sure everybody use WhatsApp today. So, these tools, the next slide. Everybody, whether you are a teenager, whether you are a young adult, whether you consider yourself an elder, you must learn how to sell online. You must learn it. And don't forget, I didn't say that selling is just for only products and services. You can also sell your ideas. You can also sell yourself. You can, for example, when you go to an interview to apply for a job, they will ask you, okay, what school did you attend? They will ask you some question. You answering that question, you are selling yourself to them so that they will consider you for the job, right? That's what you are doing. So you can also use social media to also sell, because there are so many things that people want to learn from you. You have a lot of things inside of you. Some of you know how to sing. And the only people that are hearing your voice is just your mom, your dad, and that your friend in the neighbor across the fence that you're always disturbing when you are singing from the shower. Those beautiful voices can be heard by a lot of people. Some of the people that are popular right now, they don't sing personal. True. They don't have beautiful voices more than you. If you're on TikTok recently, there's one thing that's annoying me. There's this guy that's trending on TikTok. The only thing where this guy they do, he carries fish pie, this thing, and he's shouting fish pie. We know him, right? Now, wow. It's very silly. Anytime I see that video, I scroll like, okay, the first one, fish pie, I scroll. Another person again, fish pie, I scroll. Oh, I get angry and I turn off my phone. But a lot of people here, you have gifts, amazing gifts, and you're not showcasing those gifts online. You are only going to Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter to only consume what people are posting. If you did not get anything for what I just said, one thing you should know is that this is the best time to stop wasting your time consuming other people's content and start creating your content online. People want to hear from you. People want to hear from you. If you have a business, take it online too. You can have a physical shop and also have an online shop. Some of you are doing fixing of nails for people, right? I don't know if you do that, but let's use that as an example. If your nail shop, if your cake shop, if your fruit shop, whatever you do, whatever business you do, is just in your physical building, you are shortchanging yourself. You need to start taking pictures of what you do and post it, because people are waiting for you. People are looking for you. If you know how many people have searched for what you do today, you will be shocked. They are going to see other people that do what you do, but they will not see you. And you'll be scared and saying, business not they move today. You are the reason. It's not everything village people. You are the reason. You have to take what you do and put it online. Many people, they go on these platforms and they start dancing and shaking their body on this platform. That's not the best way to utilize these platforms. There are better things you can do. Start sharing your ideas there. Start sharing what you sell there. Start showcasing yourself there. Start showcasing your gifts there, your talents there. The next slide, it says, if you want to stand out on social media, because many people say, okay, I am fine. You say I should come out now. You say I should be showcasing myself. What am I going to post there? There's a guideline for you. There's a wonderful guideline for you on what to post on social media. Post something that educates people. A typical example is this guy that talks about health on TikTok and YouTube. Aproko Doctor. How many of us know him? We know Aproko Doctor. There are many doctors in this place. But you will be shocked that the difference between you and Aproko Doctor is that he's showcasing his gift. He's showcasing his skill using social media, while you, as a doctor, you are just in your office waiting for people to come to you. I'm not saying that is bad, but I'm saying that you can do better. Now, that is a very small example. What about that lady that sells crayfish? Showcase that crayfish on TikTok. We will find you and buy from you. Most of you, you are tailors, but the only people that know about your tailoring, your fashion design, is just the people in your street. Showcase what you sell. Showcase your design. If you are a tailor in this place, one of the brightest ideas that you can utilize is this. Make a cloth up and down. Let's say you do for women. Have somebody wear that clothes. Pull out your camera phone. Hit record. Tell them to turn around. Just tell them to turn around. Let them turn. Let them showcase that you were the one that sold it. You were the one that sold that up and down. And let them post it. You to get that video and also post it. Don't just post it on Facebook. Post it on WhatsApp stories. There are human beings there. Post it on TikTok. There are human beings there. If you know the number of people in these platforms, you will be shocked. There's so much leverage that you have with that piece of technology sitting on your palm, sitting inside of your pocket. Make use of it. Don't let all these things go to waste. Another opportunity that you can utilize there is Facebook advertising. Have we noticed something? That there are some pages you are not following on Facebook. You are just scrolling through Facebook. You will see that they will pop up. Have we noticed it? I don't know if you have noticed. Please, just go through. You will see a post about Visual Milk. Exactly. I'm not following Visual Milk. I'm not a fan of Visual. I'm not following Visual Milk. I'm not saying it's bad. But I don't follow their page. I don't even engage on Visual Milk's page. But I was scrolling through Facebook one day, and this post came about. It just showed up. The same way Visual Milk did it, you too, you can also do it. This way of showcasing whatever you sell is different from posting. This is called Facebook ads. And everybody in this room, you need to learn Facebook ads. Even if you don't learn it totally, you need to have an idea of how this thing works so that you can use it for yourself. You can also use it to protect your children. Because yes, the internet has a lot of advantage, but there are some disadvantages that we need to protect our kids from. The way people are putting out good stuff on the internet, people are also putting out bad stuff on the internet. So you need to be aware. Facebook ads is a way of businesses or people to showcase their products and service to people who use Facebook. There are lots of people that use Facebook. Last time I checked, over 2.9 billion people with B use Facebook. 2.9 billion people use Facebook. Your customer, they there. Your next connection, they there. Your friend, your next friend, they there. Your former classmates, them, they there. You can utilize these ways to showcase whatever you want to sell to them. Now, the next slide, I want everybody, this thing on red, everybody should go to that website and learn how they can run Facebook ads from. Normally, if I am to do Facebook ad for you, whatever you they sell, whether you they sell bakery, whether you they do farm business or anything where you they sell, if I'm to run Facebook ads for you, I will charge you. I will charge you. But you can learn it yourself. If I'm to teach you, I also charge you. But Facebook has a program that is free. It's actually called the Facebook Blueprint. All you need to do is to go over to this website, web.facebook.com/business/learn/courses. web.facebook.com/business/learn/courses. You will learn everything about ads, everything that Facebook has, all of its products. You will learn it for absolutely free. This thing where they give you might be the big advantage. You are going to be doing better than other businesses because you can reach out to a lot of people easily through these platforms. The next one there is TikTok. We all know how TikTok is spreading. TikTok, you can post a video today and in matter of minutes, 100,000 persons have seen TikTok. Your message can spread. That your business can easily spread to new customers. People will be chatting you. There's a friend of mine who is a nurse. I told her, after you don't do your nursing school finish, why don't you just be making videos and be sharing health tips? If you scroll to the ending, you'll see a picture of that lady. I told her this thing last year. In the next 365 days, this young lady took my advice. She grew over to 14,000 followers. 14,000 followers. TikTok. Yes, that's her. 14,000 followers. And one of her videos hit over 1 million views. If she was to pay for this, I know how much that girl will pay for radio. But she didn't pay for radio. It's free. She just posted her video on TikTok, and 1 million people saw it. If this girl can do it, what about you? What about you? So everybody in this place, you need to go back and start paying attention to those social media apps that you have. Time will not permit me. There are so many deep secrets I wanted to share. But thank you so much for listening. I pray that you take advantage of everything I just shared. Thank you so much for having me.
Please, another applaud for Mr. Abraham Uvwie. Well, I'm so happy we have had time to hear our guest speakers today. I believe we'll be taking some questions. But before then, I'd like the first speaker has agreed to train 20 persons online on WhatsApp. Please, let's put our hands together for him. And if you have questions relating to what they have said, we could quickly take down his number. The number is 080-7479-1204. I'll call out the number again. It's 080-7479-1204. Please, you can introduce yourself properly. I would like to say a little about Mr. Abraham Uvwie. I was surprised to see him here. He's somebody that knows a lot when you talk about online businesses. He has not even talked about AI. I was expecting he'll do that, but because of the time, I'll be calling out his number as well. Please do take good of this opportunity. And I believe we have little questions. We can ask them individually online, but those of us who have our questions ready now, I'd like us to do that so others can also learn from the few questions we'd have. At this juncture, I'll be calling out the number. Just give me a minute. Well, sorry for that break. The number of Mr. Abraham Uvwie is 070-8647-7380. I'll call up the number again, 070-8647-7380. Please do take good of this opportunity. Trust me, I believe both speakers have a lot to say, but because of the time we have now, we'd just like us to take few questions so others can learn from those areas where we are having we need little clarifications. And if not, I'd like our ushers to move around with the mic. And if you have any questions now, please do indicate by raising your hands. Okay, we have one brother.
Thank you very much. Yeah, my question will be very brief. Mine is to the digital marketer. I want to know, because we are thinking of going, we are starting small actually, and want to grow big and think global in magazine sales and productions. So selling the magazine here in the country is quite easy if we have a stand, but we have brethren overseas. So how can we sell this magazine to brethren who are abroad? And we don't want a situation whereby we can just send through PDF to one person and the person shares the magazines. Definitely will be at loss. So how can we sell magazines to brethren overseas? Thank you.
Okay, that's a very good question. I believe that question goes to Mr. Abraham, who will do justice to it. Do we have other questions? We want to have all the questions together so the resource persons can attend to them all at once. Okay, please, the mic should go to the brother at the back. The mic.
All right, thank you very much. My question goes to the second brother who spoke about digital marketing. Now, from what I understood from what you said, it's not just about physical selling of products. You also talked about selling of your ideas or skills, if I'm right. But my question is, apart from the social media platforms like the TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, and the rest, there are also other freelancing platforms like the LinkedIn, Upwork, and the rest. So now the main question is this. There is an uprising, there is a very high surge in the number of people that are willing to offer such services or ideas or skills, and thereby it makes the market saturated. Now, what would be your advice? Even AI has even taken most of the jobs, like copywriting, for example. Most clients would not like to hire a person. They would rather fall to the help of an AI to help them generate content to sell their products online. So what would be your advice to those that are having such difficulty in a saturated market? So that's my question. Thank you.
Okay, we've had two questions now. Please, this session is a seminar, and please feel free to to ask your question, be you brother or sister. Sisters, do we have any questions? Good. I can see a hand up. So let's hear you. I believe the resource persons are taking note of these questions, and they will attend to them when we draw the curtain for questions.
So my question goes to the first speaker. My question is, in a flooded area, what kind of crops is advised for one to plant in a flooded area?
Thank you very much. Please, that is also taken into note. Any other question? When we draw the curtain and answers starts flowing in, we would not allow for asking of questions anymore. So please take note. Okay, I can see a hand up.
Thank you very much. My name is Sister Idijana Ifuni. My question, the sister just mentioned now, in the flooded area, what kind of crops is advisable? And not just that, what time of the year should you plant to? Because I have a place, but it's always flooded. So it's like just lying there, fallow, wasting. And I've often asked this question, what kind of crop can I plant here? And what time of the year should I start planting, since I know that that place is always flooded during the rainy season? Thank you very much.
Okay, that's going a step further from the first question, and I believe that will be attended to as well. do we have any other question? If I start calling on the resource persons to answer the questions, please note that you would not be allowed to ask your question. Or, better still, you could just send them, since I believe we all have their numbers now. Okay, so at this point, I'd like to call on the first speaker to please attend to the question and as well give his final charge to everybody. Mr. popularly known as Farmer Boy. Over to you, sir.
Up youths. Up youths. Action in Christ. Let me just answer the two questions because it's two in one questions and it's the same thing. Yeah, the question states that what crop can you plant in a flooded area? Before I answer that question, I will need to know the terrain of the area. If it's always flooded during dry season or rainy season. Okay, rainy season. Okay, the crop you need to plant, one thing you need to know first, because almost everywhere is being flooded during rainy season. And you need to understand the weather forecast. When the rain is much, we usually have much rain during June, July, September, and October. So what I will advise you on, if you want to plant or grow anything, you will do a short-term crop of 3 months, which is 90 days. So these are the short-term crop you can actually grow. One, cucumber, it takes 45 days to get to maturity, which is 6 weeks. Watermelon, 90 days. If you get good hybrid seed, it will take 75, 80 days. Tomato, 90 days. Pepper, but I want to advise you to do pepper on a flooded land. Then you can also do rice. Rice is 90 days as well. But one thing you should be concerned about when you are doing rice is bed. Once the rice get to fruiting stage, you need to be on the farm every day to chase the beds. If not, they will eat up your entire production. Then you also need to cultivate maize. So this is my advice for you. If you want to grow this crop that grows and matures within 90 days duration, which is 3 months, you should start by February. February, March, when the rain is coming, you start. By the time we are in the peak of the rainy season and everywhere has been flooded, you've harvested. Also, when the rain is going, late September, October, early October, you plant. So as the rain is going, you are planting again. So you can actually do 2 cycles within 1 year. I don't know if I answered your question correctly. Sister? Okay, all right, thank you.
Please, another round of applause for the first speaker. Thank you. Well, before I call on the second speaker, I'd like to note that although we have the numbers, it has to be stated that those of us interested in these should register with the Youth Fellowship of their branches. You register with the Youth Fellowship of your branch so the Youth Fellowship committee members know that you are undertaking this and they would put you in the right direction and how to go about it. That being said, we have 2 other questions. I believe Mr. Abraham has noted them down, and I'd like to call on him to take his answer and also his final charge to the audience. Mr. Abraham, please. Please let's put our hands together for him as he walks up to the stage. We hope to hear more of your secrets. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much for that question. I wrote it down so I won't forget. So the brother that was sitting here asked a question, I think. Okay, he said, how do we sell and grow our magazine to foreign audience? And how do we lock it so that they don't pirate it and start circulating it? So I believe that magazine is sold and they don't want it to go to those people that haven't paid for it, right? All right. The best way to sell physical products and digital products. Okay, that's him. The best way to sell physical products and digital products to people that are not in your region is through the internet. So you can advertise it. I just made mention of Facebook ads. You can advertise it to everyone who is a GKS member. Yes, if you go through that program, that Facebook ad program, there's something called targeting. Let me give us a relevant example. So if I'm selling hair cream for men, there's no sense in me to promote that same hair cream to women because women will not buy, right? And if I'm selling Always Ultra to only women, there's no need for me to promote it to men because men will not buy, right? So we can promote the magazines for, if it's, let's say it's only for GKS members, we can promote it to only those people who are GKS members. Facebook already knows them. As a matter of fact, Facebook knows the church you attend. Facebook knows the kind of phone you use. Facebook listens to your gossip with your friends. That is why I'm pretty sure we've noticed that you might be talking to your friend about something, and suddenly when you're on your phone, that particular thing pops up. Maybe you are talking to your friend about umbrella. Sir, I want to go market too, and I need umbrella. Okay, I will see you later, and I will go see later. You open your phone, you are going to see a picture of umbrella. I don't know if you have noticed it. Start paying attention. Facebook listens to your conversation. It's on your, there's a setting on your phone. So they already know the people that needs it. So you can target the people you want to sell to, maybe those in Germany, those in Russia, those in UK, those in the US. You can just target those countries and promote it to them using Facebook ads. It's easier. You will spend just small money and you reach out to them. They will see it pop up on their phone, on their Instagram, on their Facebook. Then in that question, you also ask, how do you lock it so that they can't send it to other people that didn't pay for it? So if it's in a PDF form, let's say it's in Google Drive, you can do it in a way whereby only somebody that has access to that link, once they click on it, it's going to request permission from your end. Like this slide, when I gave them the link for them to open, when they clicked on the link, it will ask them permission. It's not just going to open. That's why I'm close to my phone. Immediately they clicked on the link, I had to grant them permission. So somebody can pay for the magazine, and you can put it there that once you pay, you get it in the evening, or in the afternoon, or 3 hours later. So that as people are paying for the magazine, there's going to be somebody who is going to be granting them access to it, to their email. Is that clear? The same way, if you have an idea, you can put it inside this app called Google Docs. There's an app on your phone called Google Docs. Write your idea. You know how to cook a goosey soup. You know how to, farm. You know how to sew clothes. You know how to combine clothes. Whatever idea you have, write about it on Google